You right in the corners and everything? Good. I've been in front of more dead mics in the last month than an Irish undertaker, so. You better pay attention. These are going to come fast. And you St. Bonaventure guys, I'll slow down a little bit. Is there anybody here from Canisius? Oh, well, it's really great, and to hear Brian's introduction, it certainly was the kind of introduction I could have listened to all night. For a while, I thought I was going to have to. Actually, and by the way, I have to apologize. I know you'd much rather listen to Giuliani tonight than me, and that's not a political statement. I never get into politics. I'm not a member of any organized political party myself. I'm a Democrat. The way he's handling himself lately, I think he'd make a great president. By the Senate. And they got a lot of work there in Washington to be taken care of. That couldn't be taken care of, you know, so. But anyway, Brian, I first met him. I was in the Chicago airport, and on my way to Salt Lake City, and this young, handsome young man walked up to me, introduced himself, said he was a big fan of the NBA, and he suggested that maybe we could even sit together on the plane and talk about the Utah Jazz, Karl Malone, John Stockton, all the great players, and what have you. And I said, well, but before I knew it, he was rearranging our seats, and if I can set the stage for you, we both went first class. I paid for my ticket. And so, anyway, he managed to get us in the last two seats on the right-hand side, facing the front. He gave me the seat by the window, so there was no way I could get out. And he took the seat in the aisle, and we were preparing to take off, when suddenly a lovely, beautiful, vivacious young lady started down the aisle to take the two seats with her newborn infant in her arms, and the seats exactly across from her. She took the seat on the aisle and strapped her youngster, a little bassinet, in the seat opposite me and the other window, so you could sort of get the way to the coast, and we'd have to change planes there. And eventually we started to make our approach into Salt Lake City, Utah. I don't know if any of you have ever been there, but we knew it because the pilot told us to set our watches back 20 years. And so, as we started to make our approach, the young lady proceeded to open her blouse and take the young infant to her breast and feed it. Now, in Utah, because of the number of children that we have, this is not an uncommon sight. And in fact, we have so many children that sometimes I have real concern about it. That we may have too many children and not enough breasts. I don't know if that comes under the heading of economic development. Certainly we need a lot of, I'm sure, volunteers to work in that department. But Brian happened to look over his shoulder and not only stared at this woman, but became mesmerized by the scene. And she happened to look back and see him staring and drooling at her when she said, "Oh, excuse me, sir, I'd like to apologize, but you have to understand that I have found that this helps to unclog the little fella's ears when we're going in for landing." Brian never missed a beat. He turned right to me and said, "Coach, can you imagine all these years I've been chewing gum?" I throw that out because this is the kind of leadership that you have. A wonderful hotel. It's a wonderful place. Wonderful friend of ours, Frank Layden, is the manager here and a great guy, and it's a lot of the reason why I know you've come here for years and many improvements. And this is one of the great places, I think, in our country. And I go to a lot of dinners and what have you. Frank, but so did that about cover it? So anyway, but I like it here. I do. Because it was a few years ago, I think it was 5 years ago, when I was down in the Hawkeye Lounge one evening and enjoying a glass of wine, when a beautiful, vivacious, young lady approached me at my table, and in fact invited herself to sit down with me, and eventually I asked her if she'd like something to drink. She said yes, that she would enjoy also a glass of wine. And so after some introductions and what have you, you won't believe this. This is unbelievable. She made the most unbelievable proposal to me. She said that she would do anything, all right, anything I wanted for $300. So she painted our condo. You come from Ireland, you didn't know anything about education or anything, and I told him I wanted to go to college. He wanted me to follow in his footsteps. Great profession he had brought with him from Ireland. Took me all summer in my senior year to convince him that Brooklyn didn't need shepherds. I said, well, be like your Uncle Mike. He said, the famous diamond cutter. I found out he cut the grass in Evansville.